Hi everyone, welcome back to the SG Wristwatcher channel. Today I'm here to introduce to you what could be likely the best affordable Worldtimer out there, which is the Longines Master Collection Worldtimer. So first of all, an introduction to Longines. Longines is a Swiss luxury watchmaker that has been producing quality timepieces since its founding in 1832. Over the years, the company has earned a reputation for its technical innovations and its exquisite designs. Its winged hourglass logo, registered in 1889, is the oldest unchanged active trademark that has been registered. So, on to the Worldtimer complication. The Worldtimer is an invention by Swiss watchmaker Louis Courtier in the 1930s for Patek Philippe, and it allows the wearer to see the time in 24 time zones at once. Courtier's innovation was a game changer for travelers and business people who needed to keep track of time in different parts of the world. The Worldtimer watch became incredibly popular, and many watchmakers began to produce their own versions of the watch. So despite not being the inventor of the Worldtimer, Longines actually offers a similar style and likewise a deep history in travel watches. In 1908, the company invented the first pocket watch that could indicate 2 time zones simultaneously for the Ottoman Empire. At the time, international travel was becoming common and people needed a way to keep track of time in different parts of the world. The Longines pocket watch solved this problem by featuring 2 separate dials, one for local time and the other for another time zone. Longines is also famous for providing cockpit clocks and wristwatches for famous aviators like Charles Lindbergh, Philip Wilms, Amelia Earhart, Howard Hughes, among many others. With that background in mind, let's take a look at the watch itself. The watch measures 38mm in diameter, it's 11.3mm thick, and 44mm lug to lug. The watch is also 30 meters water resistant. You can see on the back, it's actually it's not a screw down back. I think it's probably just a pop on pop off case back. So in the back, it's powered by the Longines L635.6, and it's based on the ETA 2824-2 base movement, which is a workhorse movement. And you can see there's some nice decoration by Longines on the open case back. Nothing too fancy, but for its price, which is about 1,550 Singapore dollars, which I bought second hand, it's nothing to complain about. Yeah, it's a nice, reliable, and nice looking movement. Okay, on to the dial side. The dial is protected by a dome sapphire crystal at the top, and of course you've seen the sapphire crystal at the back. So the dial actually, even though it's 38mm, it feels large due to barely the presence of any bezel. So if you compare this watch, let me see, I don't have any of my other 38mm watches with me, but you can see that it actually feels much larger because of the lack of any bezel at the sides of the case. Yeah, so this is a watch that fits well on both large and small wrists. Because the dial diameter is large, it won't look too small on a large wrist, but yet it has a short lug to lug, 44mm, and that goes well even on a tiny wrist. So let's work our way out from the center. You can see that it has a blue, heat blued foil or leaf style seconds hand, hour and minute and seconds hand. Yeah, it looks black here, but yeah, in bright light you can see that it has a bluish tinge. So the dial, you can see, has a pattern. It's actually a Barleycorn textured pattern that is formed by stamping. So no high no high-end guilloche dial here, but still it's nice to have some texture on the dial, which gives it a more premium feel. So it also has printed Arabic numerals and in a vintage font. The date window is at 3 o'clock, and I like it because it fits nicely on the edge of the dial, so it feels like part of the numerals. Doesn't look out of place there. So a pet peeve of mine is sometimes when the date window is offset from where all the other numerals are, and that really drives me nuts. But in this case, yeah, it fits nicely where the position of the 3 o'clock window should be. 3 o'clock numeral should be. So moving outwards from the numerals, you can see 24 hour of indication on a track, and there you may notice that the 24-hour numerals, there's blue and white areas, and the blue areas represent the night time, which is from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., and the white represents the daytime hours. Finally, how this watch works in terms of world time is, as the time passes, you can see that actually the date wheel will move. The outer hour ring will move together with the normal hour and minute hand, and that shows time passing at the various locations. So, and where the various locations are on the most outward part of the track, you can see different cities, 24 cities representing the 24 time zones in the outermost silver ring, and this silver ring doesn't move. Yeah, so it's only the inner hour track that rotates. So how we read the time will be something like this. So I'm currently in Singapore, so you can see that the time now is 7:30, and that's the same time zone as Hong Kong. You can see that the start of the Hong Kong letter, it shows somewhere between 7 and 8, so that shows that we are towards the evening point of the day, 7 p.m. And how I would read the time in London, you can see London there at 12 o'clock would be that it's 10:30 now. So let me give you an example. If time passes, you can pull out the hour hand, you can show time passing, and you can see the outer track rotating as well. So when it's 8 p.m. local time, London is now 11 o'clock in the morning, and you can see it's in the morning because firstly it says 11 and not 2300, and it's also in the daytime part of the ring. Yeah, so yeah, the next function it has is this jump hour. So if you want to go back to London, what you will do is you can jump this hour hand backwards. So if you are traveling to London now, okay, so the time indicates similar to what you see on the dial. So 11 o'clock will be your local time. You are in London now, it shows 11, and you can see the home time back in Hong Kong. Yeah, over here. So what other competitors do you have for this watch? There is some of the more affordable, well-known ones are the Frederick Constant 42mm, with a logo of the most world timers, I would say, that I will mention have a map of the world on the dial, and this is one of the exceptions. The Frederick Constant, as I mentioned, is 42mm in diameter. Typically, the second-hand price I've noticed is about 2,500 Singapore dollars, and I think the retail price is probably close to 5,000 Singapore dollars. So it is quite a bit of difference, and the 42mm size is not suitable for me with a small wrist. Yeah, so for me that was not really an option, even though I like it very much. Montblanc also has a Star Legacy World Time, likewise at $5,000 second-hand price I saw online, with a world mat at 41mm. Ferrer has a really nice Worldtimer in 39mm, and it retailed for $2,100 at retail price. It has a map and is pretty sporty with a loom as well 100 meter of water resistance. The Ferrer is something that I would very much like to get my hands on and take a look if I ever got a chance. And finally, there's Christopher Ward has one that retailed a number of years back very affordably with a map as well at 1,500 Singapore dollars. But both the Ferrer and the Christopher Ward are not so commonly seen. And the Christopher Ward is 43.5mm in diameter, which for me is too big. Yeah, but it might fit somewhere else, and those are options you can explore as well. So in conclusion, if you are looking for an affordable classic Worldtimer from a historic brand with true history in travel watches, this Longines Worldtimer is the way to go. It's no longer in production, sadly, but with patience you should be able to score one online for a fairly affordable price. So I hope this video allows you a little bit more information on the watch, and you can be able to get one if you want to. And thanks for watching, and hope that if you like more of this content, you can follow me on Instagram at sgwristwatcher. And please remember to like and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you.